العمل. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا رب المؤيد والرسول المسدد المحمود الأحمد حبيبنا وحبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. اللهم اجعلنا من حزبك فإن حزبك هم الغالبون، واجعلنا من أوليائك فإن أوليائك لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. قال الحكيم في القرآن الكريم بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا. صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with Islam. As we read it in Surah Al-Imran, ayat of 102 and 3 and 4, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that, first of all, اتقوا الله حق تقاته. Taqwa is the main reason that we come to masjid, we make salat, we do the righteous things. And that taqwa, according to the word of Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, is always the way that we have to see ourselves in that state. خوف من الجليل والعمل بالتنزيل والرضا بالقليل والاستعداد ليوم الرحيل. Taqwa has these four categories within us. If you want to check yourself, if I want to check myself to see if I am the one that I have taqwa or Allah awareness or God fearing, if you want to call it, according to the translations that they make, then I have to see, do I see myself in front of Allah wherever that I go or not? And if I do I have a khawfun min al-jaleel, fear that I may do something that He doesn't like it? Therefore, what should I do? Anything that I do, even though if I'm breathing, it is your air that I'm breathing. What should I do that Allah forbid, if I'm doing it, you probably don't understand it, you don't see it. So first is khawfan min al-jaleel. Be aware that Allah is watching us. You have heard many of these ahadith. Allah is watching us anyway. So that's the first part. No matter where we go, He's watching us. The second thing is, since He is watching us, He has sent us a bylaw, the constitution, the law book, the Holy Quran, how to act upon I, myself, I with you all, I with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and finally I with my nature. So therefore, the second part of it is, follow the Holy Quran. Al-amalu bil-tanzeel. Act upon the Quran. Are we just reading the Quran and kissing it and putting it up into the shelf? Or as soon as I read it, I say, Ya Allah, what did you tell me? And am I acting upon it or not? Therefore, within the Quran, read the Quran, understand the Quran, and act Quranic is another part that we have to follow. Al-amalu bil-tanzeel, act upon the Holy Quran as it is revealed to us. Then al-rida bil-qaleel, be happy to whatever that you are. Don't say, why am I short? Why am I too tall? Why am this? No, you say, Allah, you made me, and alhamdulillah, whatever that you have created me, I'm happy to what you have made me. Don't always say, I want and I want and I want. Say, alhamdulillah for whatever that I am. There are are sick people among us, and many of our dear brothers and sisters that they are telling us. And we have to make dua for them. But at the same time, we make our dua and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us so we will be happy with which you have given us anyway. Finally, after the third one, then the fourth one is وَالْإِسْتِعْدَادِ لِيَوْمِ الرَّحِيلِ, and have the ability and readiness. A day that he calls me and he says, come, your time is over in this earth that you have lived, come to me. I always have to say labbaik ya Allah, and bid you come very soon. Without saying, why don't you give me a little bit of time? I have to go ahead and fix my problem that I have with someone. I owe somebody something that I have to give. I have not done whatever that I'm supposed to do. Somebody is mad at me. All of it is too late. One time, Sulaiman and Nabi, that he finished up his castle, and he says, today, after years of working and working and working, the castle is done and finished. He says, now I'm going to have a rest. Nobody is allowed to come to the castle anymore. I want to take a rest. And everybody is off today, and nobody is allowed to come, and the doors are locked. Let me go ahead and take a rest. He goes, sits on his throne that he made the castle that for Sulaiman. And as soon as he finished his throne and he became a little bit comfortable, he noticed a very young and handsome young man is in front of him. He suddenly says, didn't I say lock up all the doors and no one is allowed to come in? He says, Ya Sulaiman, I don't need permission from anybody to come in. I don't have to have a door to be locked or open. I'm Israel and I'm here in front of you and I need you. Suddenly, Sulaiman, and then he says, what? Oh, are you Israel? You're going to come take my life? Why didn't you give me some warning before, at least, so I would have been ready? He says, didn't I give you warning so many times? Every time that we see someone that is passing away, we go to the cemetery, that's a warning. Every time we notice some guys, some beautiful people, some wonderful people that they were among us and they're no longer among us, it's a warning. Every Thursday and Monday that has been prescribed to us to go visit the cemetery, it's a warning. Read the name of the people that they are there. Says, I knew this man. Oh, this one, I didn't know that now. Isn't that we are all on the line of the warning? Therefore, we have to have that istiqad, ability and readiness for the time when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is calling us. Based on that, this week, which is the most beautiful events that is taking place in this month, I would like to give you some. The month of Rabiul Awwal, you knew that in this month Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, after 13 years that he was in the city of Mecca, he was forced to leave on Laylatul Mabit, which most of you know the story, that on first day of the Rabiul Awwal, he had to run away from Mecca and leave Imam Ali on his place anyway. So that was the first day of Rabiul Awwal. After he stayed in the cave of Thawr, and then on the 12th of Rabiul Awwal, he reached to the city of Medina. People were waiting for him. So the 12th of Rabiul Awwal, which is him leaving the city of Mecca and being on the road for 10 days and reach the city of Medina. That is one. At the same time, one of the hadith says, on the 12th of Rabiul Awwal also was the birthday of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The next one is on the 17th of Rabiul Awwal. We know that Imam Ali with the daughter of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and other Fatimas, they were Fatimas, four of them, they went and they got into the city of Medina also at the same time. And also, the historian says, on the 10th day of the month of Rabiul Awwal, when Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was 25 years old, for 15 years before his become a prophet, he actually received an invitation from Khadija sallallahu alaihi wasallam that she was 28 years old, that married him. So that marriage took place also on the 10th of Rabiul Awwal. On the 17th of Rabiul Awwal also is a birthday of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam and of Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam with another ayah. So based on that, this month, there is 2 dates for the birth of Rasulullah. One is 12, one is 17. You probably know the historians when they said, when was it? They look at the moon. It is based on Qamar. They look at the moon. They said the moon wasn't completely full. All of them are right. The moon wasn't full. Whether it was the 12 or 17 is the same shape, but one is not full from the bottom, one is not full from the top. Because the way the cycle of the moon is that beginning of the month until the 15th, the bottom of that one is loose. After that, the 15th when it goes on, the top of it is start becoming short and short until the moon will become the other way rather than that way. Now that is where these 2 days is the issue. Should we go ahead and what should we do? What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us. The birth of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is not in the Mecca only. The birth of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is on each and every one of you, my brothers and sisters. Why is it? His birth caused the revelation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to come to him, and his birth caused you to come on Salatul Jummah. So you come to Salatul Jummah. Therefore, based on that, you are here according to the birth of Rasulullah. Should we go ahead and say birth of Rasulullah should be on 12 or 17 or let us fight each other? No. It says, وَاعْتَسِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. All together, stick together with the line of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, habl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with the Quran of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with Muhammad and Al Muhammad, that it is all together. وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Do not say it was that night rather than that one. Do not come to tafraq, but rather to see the beauty of the birth of Rasulullah that he came to us. That is one. وَاذْكُرُوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ. Remember the blessing of Allah that it was upon us. إِذْ كُنْتُمْ أَعْدَاءً فَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ. We used to be the enemies of each other, and he brought the love and respect to our heart. What caused you, my brothers and sisters, to sit next to each other even though you don't know the next person that is sitting next to you? From every corner of the earth, with all the madahib, ethnicities, you came together in this masjid, you're sitting next to each other. What brought you here? فَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ. The love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his birth brought you here. فَأَسْفَقْتُمْ بِنِعْمَتِهِ إِخْوَانًا. And alhamdulillah, for that blessing, made us to be brothers with each other. We call ourselves brothers so and so. What a blessing. وَكُنْتُمْ عَلَى شَفَا حُفْرَةٍ مِنَ النَّارِ. We used to be fighting each other, disputing with each other around the pit of the fire that we were going to fall into it. And then فَأَنْقَذَكُمْ مِنْهَا. He saved us from that hellfire. He saved us from dispute. Can we see that? كَذَلِكَ يُبَيِّنُ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ آيَاتِهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَهْتَدُونَ. So, this is the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us the ayat, so you will be guided, we will be guided. You know our Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he came, he was a Rasul. Between the people has to be peace and justice, peace and harmony. 2 tribes of Al-Aus and Khadraj, they have been fighting for 120 years. And fight was on. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came and made a peace between them, a treaty between them, so both of them became in peace and harmony. And so as they were in peace and harmony, there are people that they do not want. Al-Mu'min. There are some people that they do not want that peace and harmony among us. So based on that, we know that Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam has told them, "Al-mu'minu fi tawaddihim wa tawatufihim kajasadun wahid idha ishtakahu man tada'i sa'ir al-a'dha." That humanity actually are like one body together. Accept it. We are not saying by the words, by reality this is what it is. How? Whatever that you have in your possession, whether it is your house, your telephone, your car, whatever that you have, is others that they came and gave it to you. كَجَسَدًا وَاحِدٍ. When I have to see if somebody is scratching somewhere that the bug is sitting, I'm the only one that I can feel it. You can't feel it on me. We are all one. As a human being, we are all one. When one part of the ummah is in pain, the whole ummah is in pain. That is the way we are supposed to be. That's the way we are. In fact, may Allah be pleased with all of you, with many of our people that they are around us, all the churches, all the respected people. When they hear that we have some problems, some difficulties, how much flowers did they send? How much emails? You see all of them that they are actually posted in. They all came. And Allah is witnessing, they came here and they cried. And they said, we owe you apology. No, you don't mean apology. Why? What did you do wrong? To whatever that the others are doing, that they don't know what is Islam. This is tawadduhum wa tawakkul. Their mawadda, their love for humanity, this is what it is. They are not Muslims. And then their respect for the others. كَجَسَدٍ وَاحِدٍ. When it is bothering you, it is bothering me. Don't say it is not my business. Then I'm not a human being. إِذَا اشْتَكَى عُضْوًا وَضَاعِ سَائِرِ الْأَعْضَاءِ. Or the other part is. At the same time, when Rasulullah ﷺ came, and he says, between the Aus and Khazraj, there should be a peace, no fighting. So fight stopped. And he brought them, فَأَصْبَحْتُمْ بِنِعْمَتِهِ إِخْوَانًا. All right, this friendship started. There was a man, you know, there are many of these stories that it is written in our history books, that we read it. Of course, I picked it up from the volume 71 of the Bihar. It says, Sa'as ibn Qais, there was a man that he was really looking continuously to see if there is dispute, it is to their benefit. The same thing that today, I don't want to call his ugly name, he says if the Muslims are coming to country, stop them from that. These are the people that they are existing in our humanity. They are not human, but they call themselves human. So they are among us too. They call themselves congressmen, that's fine. They want to run for presidential, that's fine. But they are not human beings. Now why? Because if they were, they would say, where did I come from? Am I an Indian? No. So wherever you came from, you have to go back too. But they don't recognize this idea. Now based on that, this man that his name is, Sa'as ibn Qais, a Yahudi, he makes a decision. Aus and Khazraj, after 120 years that they were fighting each other, and he knows the history very well, he goes and tells them, are you from Aus or Khazraj? I'm from Aus. Remember the Khazraj when he killed your leader at that time? Yeah. If he would have been alive, you would have been this and that and that and that. Yes. The same thing that during the time of Muhajirin and Ansar, they were in Medina. And suddenly what happened? Oh Ansar, what are you doing these things? Oh Muhajirin, come to help me because this Ansar is bothering me. And that is where Surah Munafiqun started to say, no, Aus, this man, when he comes and he wants to go ahead and create this dispute between Aus and Khazraj one more time, so Sa'as ibn Qais, he goes and he talks to this man, to that man, to that man. Suddenly, this creation of dispute again started to rise up. This fire that was done for a long time started to shape up, flaming up. And Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he goes and he says, وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ تَفَرَّقُوا وَاخْتَلَفُوا مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا جَاءَهُمُ الْعِلْمُ مَنْ جَاءَهُمُ الْبَيِّنَاتُ وَأُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. Don't be in disputed areas. After we have clearly told you, you are loser. Whenever that I'm in fight with you, who is happy? Shaitan. For sure, he would love it. And if I am in peace with you and loving you, فِي تَوَادِّهِمْ وَتَوَادِّهِمْ, to love and respecting you, who will be happy? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's reality. And I know each and every one of you brothers and sisters that you are sitting here, you want the happiness of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam rather than the happiness of Shaitan. And this week is called the week of unity of the Ummah. Not 12 of the, 12 of the Rabiul Awwal is beautiful. This is the birthday of Rasulullah. 17th of Rabiul Awwal is beautiful. It's the birthday of Rasulullah. Today is the birthday of Rasulullah for you and I. He came to our heart and brought us to masjid. Brought your beautiful family to masjid. So this is the beauty of Islam. That it is not the date of specifically when it was, but it is a date today that what it is. And that is why we become Muslims. And what is better than that? Based on that one, there are individuals in our today's life that they come up and they create varieties of disputes. Like Iran, for example, and Iraq. There was 8 years of war and destruction, a lot. Now, the brotherhood is together with them. They are working with each other. They are working with the rest of the nations that even though they have a partner with them, people come and they say, don't you remember, don't you remember, don't you remember? I say, I remember, but I've forgotten all of that. Because humanity, according to the Quran, no, we have to come to united Ummah, nation. And this is what we are. And Allah will be happy with us if we get together. Holy Quran started with the name of Bismillah ar-Rahman, then ar-Rahim. Rahmaniyya of Allah is preceding the Rahimiyya of Allah. Look at the way that it is so beautiful. Many of our dear brothers probably, they know what I'm talking about, alhamdulillah. But as soon as it starts the Holy Quran, Rahman, that is kind to all of humanity. Whether he calls himself Daesh, or whether he wants to call himself Boko Haram and all of those terrorists, still he gives him the blessing of rain. And to you mu'minin also. Now imagine he's Rahman to all of us. But Rahim on the life of hereafter, when we get to him. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah, to bless us and help us to be united not only at this 1 week of the unity of the Ummah, that many of the Muslims they got together and they are discussing what is the difference between Shi'is and Sunnis. Why is there such a huge issue? Never. It has never been. Who created that? The kuffar, those that they have no love for neither Shi'is nor Sunnis. When they want to kill somebody, they kill everybody. When they drop a bomb, the bomb will not say this is a Shi'i, this is Sunni. That's what it is. And those are the ones that they are very unhappy. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be happy if they stick together and be with each other. One of the happy occasions that I would like to tell you, that since last week it had happened, and alhamdulillah for such a blessing, you probably know that we have the hall across the parking lot for Islamic Community School. And that hall, of course, is fairly big enough, like this one, for the population. And alhamdulillah, for our dear brothers and sisters, alhamdulillah for the board of Adam Center, that they brought their Salatul Jummah at 12 o'clock on the other side. For some of you, if 1 o'clock is too difficult to attend here, 12 o'clock is across the parking lot and the hallway of Islamic Community School. Adam Center have that Jummah over there also. So this is where, not by the words, but by the action. Let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us that the masajids and the imams, they come together without saying, unity does not mean at all that I have to dress like you. Unity does not mean I have to eat the food like you. Unity does not mean that I have to make salat. Exactly, no. We respect you the way that your madhab is, you respect the other madhab too. The deen of us is al-Islam, which is one. Our madhab is different. Allow me one more time to explain the madhab versus the deen, and so inshallah we go for the second khutbah. The deen is the aim. Aslu deen ada'u dayn wal amana. The deen of us is, I am the amana on this earth, and I have to return this amana to my owner, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, according to the Quran. How am I going to return it? 5 times salat. Okay, what if I have a, I can't, I'm so sick, I can't even get up to make salat. Go ahead, make salat 5 times, but according to your ability. Madhab comes into action. Madhab. I cannot go to masjid. Go ahead and write down something that you want to. Al-Midad al-Ulama, Kadima al-Shahada. So your madhab in this area, your aim was to come to masjid. And so that was your deen as a deen of today, to come to masjid. You did. Did you come from the same road? Neither one of us come the same road. Our houses are different from each other. So your madahib are different from each other, but your deen is right here where you are standing. And do not let that dispute of why don't you make clothes like me, why don't you have a cap like me, why don't you have this like me, why don't you stay like me, why don't you do torba, why don't you Islam. Don't let those become the issues in our ummah. The enemies of Allah, once they destroy the one, they destroy the others too. They are not caring about the madahibs. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us and bless us to be what He wants us to be. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ.
ربنا آمنا بما أنزلت واتبعنا الرسول فاكتبنا مع الشاهدين.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. الحمد لله الغافر الجبارين مبير الظالمين مدرك الهاربين نكال الظالمين صريخ المستصرخين موضع حاجات الطالبين مؤتمر المؤمنين. الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا العبد المؤيد والرسول المصدق المحمود الأحمد حبيبنا وحبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. عباد الله اتقوا الله وكونوا مع الصالحين. As we read this human being, you and I, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. In Surah Al-Asra, ayah 7, if you read it, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. Ya Rabbi, Ya Allah. I don't know what should I say. That's so much blessing that you have given to us. This karama, this nobility that you have given to us, وَحَمَلْنَاهُمْ فِي الْبَرِّ وَالْبَحْرِ. The way that He made it easy for us to travel on the sea, on the water, and on the earth. And at the same time, وَرَزَقْنَاهُمْ مِنَ الطَّيِّبَاتِ. Gave us the food of the blessing food, a lot of it. وَفَضَّلْنَاهُمْ عَلَى كَثِيرٍ مِّمَّنْ خَلَقْنَا تَفْضِيلًا. And you have given us the ability and the high ranking of the others. What did it happen? How did it happen? The reason was that all of the blessings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us is because of we are one united ummah. We are together. We are a part of each other. I have no way that I can say I, me, myself, but I have to say us, we, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And based on that being together, then He made us, whatever that we have, to be better than the others. Imagine, for example, a young man in the desert with a whole caravan of the camels, 10, 20 camels. Each one of them is probably 50 times, 100 times bigger than him. But he ties them together and he holds at the rope of the first one, and all of them are following him wherever he wants to take them. Or elephant as big as it is, one individual sits on it. Or huge boat ships. One person can go ahead and sail it through this. All of that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling me that why don't you go ahead and recognize. I made you to be noble. Why don't you carry that nobility to the rest of the humanity and do the same thing to the others? We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us to be not me but we, not me but him, inshaAllah ta'ala, in all aspects of life. اللهم انصر الاسلام والمسلمين وانصر من نصر الدين وانصر جيوش المسلمين واساطير الموحدين. اللهم اشف مرضانا يا رب يا رب. اللهم اشف مرضانا يا الله. اشف مرضانا وارحم موتانا. سلم ديننا ودنيانا. عباد الله ان الله يامر بالعدل والاحسان وايتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. ولذكر الله اكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله احد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا احد. قوموا إلى صلاتكم يرحمكم الله.
اللهم رب هذه